Hi and welcome to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be making these adorable gingerbread donut lollipops. So if you love all things gingerbread and all things faux sweets, you have clicked on the right channel. So today let's get started here. We're going to need some air dry foam clay, a little lollipop stick, some sprinkles, hot glue, some tacky glue, a rolling pin, and some circle cutters, cookie cutters, and some ribbon. And some air dry foam clay. I got the bows off of Amazon, and you can also get some off Etsy. So you're going to want to condition your clay first, just pull it and stretch it, and then you're going to want to roll it in a ball and keep pressing it between your hands and on the surface to try to work out all the cracks. Then we're going to poke a hole down the center. You could either use your finger, a cookie cutter, or this ball tool, anything that you choose to use. And then we are going to take some water. I have a little, and I dip my finger in it and just rub it along to smooth it out. And then just keep patting it and pressing on it and using the water to smooth out any inconsistencies and to make it smooth. And just keep doing that until you're happy with how it looks. And then we're going to size up for another cookie cutter. We're going to size it up so that way we can make the icing. Here I'm putting super glue on the end of my lollipop stick and putting that inside my donut. But just a little tip, if you're going to make this, do that step last and complete the donut before you put the lollipop stick in, because it was wanting to move around too much because it was wet. So just do that step last. And here we're rolling out the top to make icing and taking the cookie cutter and keep it a little bit thick so that way when you put it on top of the donut, it'll press down and it'll go down the sides. If it's too thin, it won't go down far enough on the side of the donut. So just press it and pull and rub your finger along it just so it pulls down the clay down the side. And then take something, either the cookie cutter or the ball tool or your finger, and press down in the middle to make the donut hole, and then smooth everything out with dipping your finger in water and rubbing it on the clay. And now we're going to take some tacky glue and we're going to rub it on to the icing part so that way we can add our sprinkles. Now these are polymer sprinkles that I made. There is a video on my channel that shows you how to make these. So if you want to learn how to make your own sprinkles, check out that video. And here I'm just randomly putting it on the donut. And now I'm going to take some white ribbon and make a bow, and then we're going to hot glue that to the lollipop stick. And I hope your scissors are sharper than mine, because this pair was not too sharp, or have fabric scissors that works even better to cut the ribbon. And just cut it at an angle. And now we are going to work on making the gingerbread head. So condition your clay and roll it in a smooth ball. Keep rubbing it between your hands and on the surface until it's completely smooth. Then we're going to take some eyeballs here. These are resin eyes that I got off of Amazon. And then I'm taking this ball tool just to press the eyeballs down so it sinks into the gingerbread head. a little bit, and then we're going to make a nose and a mouth. Just roll it in a ball, the clay in a ball, and attach that. If your clay's wet, it will stick. Also, I'm taking these circular little cookie cutters, one of the really small ones, and I'm going to use that to press into the gingerbread head to make a smile. Remember to go a little bit deeper than you think you should, because as air dry foam clay dries, it shrinks. And now I'm taking some chalk and a Q-tip, and I'm going to make little circles to make rosy cheeks. And then I'm going to take some white paint and dip a toothpick in it to make 3 little freckles. And then I'm going to take a toothpick and put that into the top of the donut. And with some super glue, I'm going to set the gingerbread head down on top of the toothpick so it adheres more securely. We're going to take some air dry foam clay as well. And we're going to roll it in a snake to make the icing on the head. Make sure you wet the top of the gingerbread head so that way it adheres nicely. And then just gently press it down after you get it in position so that way it stays in position and will adhere nicely. And now we're going to do the toothpick part. And when you're using a silicone mold, put a little bit of oil in there and then put the clay in. And then when you try to get it out, it comes out so much easier and it doesn't stick. And then that keeps the shape of the bow. So now we're just going to attach that to the head. Now we're going to work out on rolling out 2 balls. Try to make them the same size so the little arms will be the same size on each side of the head. So you roll it into smooth balls, and then you take your pointer finger and you just roll it back and forth so it makes a little arm. Make sure they're round about the same size, and then we're going to curve it, give it a little bit of curve there so that way it goes from the back of the gingerbread head to the front of the donut. And here we're going to do the icing again, roll a snake, and do the icing on each arm. So here I put a little bit of super glue on the tip of the arm, and we just put it in behind the head and press it down flat. And now I'm taking some more and just of the body color of the air dry foam clay and just pressing it down so it evens it out, going along the back, connecting the arms behind the gingerbread head, and taking some water to smooth it out. Well, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.